Hi guys, Daniel here. So I just wanted to get on here to talk about something that I was talking about yesterday, and that was stop socializing and start focusing, right? And what I mean is that there's three problems when you're doing all this, when you're focusing on too many social networks at once. And the three problems are, you have the right content, you have to create pictures like quotes and stuff, and you have to do some video editing or videos. So this takes a lot of time to actually do. So if you factor in, if you're doing a blog, it takes 1 to 24 hours to write a good post. And if you're doing pictures, it could take around 20 minutes. And if you're doing like videos, it could take 1 to 5 hours. So it just takes a lot of time to focus on too many things at once. So that's why you shouldn't focus on doing too many social networks at once. And I want to tell you 3 stories. And the 3 stories are about Gary Vaynerchuk, Russell Brunson, and Pat Flynn. Gary Vaynerchuk, he didn't start with doing everything at once. He focused in on one thing first, and that was YouTube. He focused on creating his audience there, and he built a gigantic audience there, and he didn't move until he created his audience. And when he did, he moved to Twitter, and he carried some of that audience with him over to Twitter. And when you have a large audience in different social networks, you know, when you post something, they share it and they share your content. And that's how he grew his following then on Twitter. And then he moved on and on and on from there. But he didn't do it without a team, because you should always focus on one place first. With a team, then you can focus on expanding that. So the likes of Russell Brunson, he didn't start off doing videos and podcasts or anything like that all at once. What Russell did was he focused in on creating his audience in one place first, and that was Facebook. And when he created that, then he started doing podcasts. But he didn't actually edit the podcasts himself. He got his team to edit them for him. So focus on one thing at a time. Build your audience there. And now Russell has gone on to do YouTube videos as well, and lessons, and he posts shows there now. So he's spreading to Instagram as well. So he built his audience in one place first and then brought it everywhere with him. And then when you have a big audience, other people will join to find out what the fuss is all about. So, next thing, Pat Flynn. That's another person I want to talk about. That person, Pat Flynn, he has the Smart Passive Income blog, and he started posting off there first, and that's where he grew his first audience. He didn't go on to podcasting straight away. He didn't go on to doing videos straight away. He focused on his blog, and he moved on to podcasting from then after that. So he grew his audience on his blog and moved them from his blog to podcast, and then other people joined to find out what the fuss is all about. And then he moved from podcast to video, but he gets loads of people to do his editing and videos for him. So now he has all the technology for it, and he can pretty much do it himself. But he had to get to a certain point that, you know, his podcasts, for example, he doesn't edit them himself anymore. He gets someone else to do it for him because he's doing so much other stuff. In your business, you have to focus on one thing at a time, not loads of stuff, because it can just get too much at once. So my story, right? I started trying to grow an audience on Instagram, on YouTube, my blog, everywhere, and Facebook as well. And I found it very difficult. I didn't know what I was doing. I was asking people to join me. I was messaging. I was putting up quotes on my Instagram, and I was doing this, I was doing that, and trying to do SEO. But too much. Focus on one place at a time. So that's what I did recently. And recently I started focusing on one place, and that was my Facebook group. And I grew that group in less than a month to 1,000 people from 81 people. So I focused there, and I'm growing it very fast. So that's what I want you to do. I want you to find your solution, your place that you like to go, your place that you love to be, right? And focus on that place only. And eventually, if you do want to move on to other places like the likes of Instagram or your blog or Snapchat or Twitter, whatever, you can bring your audience with you, and then you can show your audience. You can bring your audience with you, and then you can expand from there onwards. But you'll have to hire people then to do bits and pieces for you all around the place, because you won't be able to do it by yourself. Just focus on one place at a time, and you can bring your audience with you, and that's how you grow a large audience on all the social networks. So guys, that's my message for today, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you in the next one. See you later.